I wanted to draw the most uncomplicated superhero possible. In my opinion, modern superhero movies have a case of complex homogeneity, which sounds like an oxymoron, but let me explain. Let's pretend we're watching a superhero movie trilogy about a hero named Big Punch. True to his name, Big Punch saves the day by hitting bad guys with a big punch. That is until the Big Bad shows up. Now, the Big Bad can hit Big Punch with a big punch just as Big Punch's big punches, so they spend the movie hitting each other with big punches until Big Punch finally defeats the Big Bad by hitting him with one last titular Big Punch. Second movie. The Big Bad's boss arrives through a portal in the sky and punches Big Punch so hard that he has to seek out the 7 Punch Masters and defeat them to gain the 7 fragments of the Sacred Punch Glove so he can hit the Big Bad's boss with an even bigger punch. This movie also introduces the character of Richard Bootworthy, who will eventually get his own movie where he becomes the hero Kick Dick. Final movie. More portals appear in the sky, and 100 different variations of the Big Bad's boss from across the multiverse finally show up to defeat Big Punch. Together, the Big Bad bosses,
Power Overwhelming, available for purchase and streaming December 22nd, 2015,
are able to hit Big Punch so hard that it sends him flying through the multiverse. And the only way for Big Punch to get back is to defeat the alternate universe versions of himself. Big Punch spends the movie punching big punches and taking their versions of the Sacred Punch Glove so he can make it back home and finally defeat the Big Bad bosses with his ultimate move, Biggest Punch. And then he retires because there's no punch bigger than Biggest Punch. Okay, that last bit sounded a bit more amazing than it was supposed to. This video probably should have just been about Big Punch at this point. But my point is that all of these stories are exactly the same. It just has added nonsense to make the story seem more complex than it actually is. And that's what these movies are now. I think. Actually, if you don't count the first half of Morbius on that Twitch stream that got shut down, the last superhero movie I actually saw was Spider-Man Far From Home. So, maybe they changed. Maybe I'm talking out of my butt right now. Who knows? Hey, like and subscribe if you think I'm wrong. Sorry about the movie rant. This wasn't supposed to be about that. Sometimes I just get a little lost in the sauce. It happens. Anyway, what I really wanted to do was to create a superhero who was very simple, but still had tons of opportunity for creative and unique stories and scenarios. But even more than that, I just wanted to see a very strong, very good dude save a ton of people's lives, and then leave without them knowing it was him. You know, Chad behavior. Born fully formed from the rubble of an unknown planet, a titan with no name and no identity awoke with nothing but the desire to protect others. However, these mysterious others were nowhere to be seen across the barren landscape. There was no one in distress for him to fulfill his purpose. Confident that a chance to save someone would turn up eventually, he trained hard to prepare for that moment and discovered that he possessed great strength, speed, and the ability to fly. The Titan drew energy from the planet and had no need to eat or sleep, so he continued to develop his abilities until the day a glowing portal appeared before him. He had the faintest vision of a dire situation transpiring on the other side, and stepped through. Instantly, the Titan found himself inhabiting a body that wasn't his own. Memories of experiences that he never had flooded into his mind. In this moment, he became the person he sought to protect. But his power remained. And then he was back. Almost like it never happened. But the euphoria of having saved someone's life left the Titan wanting more. Luckily for him, more portals came. Finally, purpose. For thousands of years, the Titan joined with millions of people from many worlds across space and time, carrying out his destiny by using his incredible power to save countless lives, one portal at a time, until there wasn't. One day, 2 portals appeared far apart from each other, and the Titan was forced to choose between them. Thinking quickly, he grabbed a nearby stone off the ground and threw it through the first portal while bolting towards the second. attempting to neutralize both situations. He was guaranteed to save one person, but he hoped that his aim was enough to save the other. He also hoped that this would be the last time two portals appear at once, but not too long after, it happened again, and neither could be solved by simply flinging a stone. The Titan had to choose. He flew through the closest portal and tried to save the person as fast as possible in order to make it back in time to save the other, but when he returned, the portal was gone. However, in its place was a cloaked figure, the only person other than the Titan himself to set foot on the planet. He saw that this person possessed the stone that he threw into the portal before. The figure turned to face him, smiled, and said, "Don't worry, I took care of it."